Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Key. In today's session in the inbox, we answer questions that are asked by folks like you about real estate, about Belize generally, about lifestyle questions. And today we are in question number 15. If you are just joining us, I recommend also listening to the other questions in this series. You can find those in the bio below, where you're able to find the links to those questions previously. But with that, we're going to just jump right in and get to question number 15. So this is from Darrin, and Darrin said, should I title my property in my personal name or in a company? Now, I do just want to start off by saying that I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, and the answer really depends on your personal situation. I would highly recommend that you talk to a financial advisor or an accountant or attorney about your specific situation and what may be best for you. But what I'll do is I'll at least give you some reasons why people have decided to go in a certain route versus another. So I do tend to see people who are looking at their property as an investment property. So they do plan to have it in the rental market and have renters there, whether it's long-term or nightly. They do tend to put their property in a company, but do note that it is not necessary. You can put it in a US company that will need to be registered here in Belize, or you can open up a Belize company, a local Belize 250 company. Do note that the closing attorney that you're working with will be able to help you through this. So during that 2 months due diligence process that you have, from the point that you have that offer to purchase to the point that you're closing, you will be able to get all of the legal stuff sorted out. And they can, of course, help you with setting up those structures if that is important to you. But I do see the people who are looking at it from the investment perspective, or perhaps you're a little bit more investment minded, you are thinking about putting it in a corporation. Sometimes properties are already titled in a corporation. And so what they can do is a share transfer over to you. So you're just transferring all of the shares from their corporation to you. That does tend to have lower closing costs. We talked about that in one of our previous sessions. You can tune in to hear more about that if you are interested. But I will also say the people who are thinking about putting it in a corporation or some sort of structure are people who are also thinking about estate planning. We all are not going to live forever, unfortunately. And so if you're thinking about passing property down to your heirs, then you may want to be thinking about putting it in a structure so that you don't have to deal with probate down the line when somebody passes away. Also, I see people who are putting it in companies are typically business partners. And maybe one's 50% owner, the other is the other 50%, maybe one's 25%, the other 75%. But you can structure that share ownership depending on what percentage owner you are of that property. Now, some of the cons to having it in a company and some reasons that I see people are putting it in their personal name instead is because there's that extra added expense on an annual basis. So you do, if it is a company that's not based here in Belize, if it's a foreign company, you do have to register it to do business here in Belize, and there does tend to be an annual fee to keep that up here as well. You do tend to have annual fees generally. And in addition to that, I know if you're from the States, I don't know how it is in all countries, but if you're from the States, you will have to file an extra form on your taxes. So I believe it's the 5471, but again, check with your attorney or tax accountant. And through that form, you'll have to declare the company that you have and then all of the assets that are held within that company. So that can get a little costly. I know I've had some people tell me anywhere from about 1,000 to about 1,500 per form or per company is what they pay on their tax forms. But again, totally dependent on who it is that you're working with. So you can see there's pros and cons of everything, and it really just depends on your specific situation. And I apologize that I can't be any more specific, but that's why we have attorneys and people who are in the professional field who can help you decide that answer for you. So if you're new to the real estate world, do make sure that you're reaching out to us for the top must-know facts before you buy property in Belize. If you're just starting your journey by looking at property in Belize, perhaps you own property here already and you're looking for more, these are some good pointers that are really helpful for you to have there handy. Email address is info@lunarealtybelize, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye, everyone.